If he insists on it, I guess it's fine. But then I gotta change the title of my scope if he wants to do that. Hare Krishna. So, we're in the middle of the verse, we're in the purport. Madhurya Ras is the supreme transcendental mellow. Consequently, it is concluded that the worship of devotees engaged in the Lord's service in Madhurya Ras is the supreme spiritual activity. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers What? What? I don't know what you're saying.
He offers the rice from the guy at the stand in front of Dynasty.
Guy at the stand in front. Oh, the Jiro Hero guy. Yeah, he's nice. As it is, as it was, as it never will be. I erased all of Bala's mean text to me. Part of the reason I like to block people is because when people act like that to me, it's more than I can resist not to do it back, and it distracts me from the things that I'm trying to do that are auspicious, which is exactly what they're trying to do to me, and I don't like to indulge them in that kind of amusement. Yeah, well, why should Bala get a private class when he just wants to fucking insult us? So why can't he just join in? If I sat here and told you I don't want to read with Bala, which I've never said, you wouldn't tolerate that. So why should he get something private? I'm just saying, you know. And just like, also just, there's just no way I'm tolerating anybody calling us anymore with their streams of shit. With their just like, they open their mouth and like diarrhea just pours out. I'm not tolerating that. When he can act like a nice person and like not the second I try to tell him, okay, you know, I'm thinking about blocking you, immediately he's like, fuck you, you fat bitch gorilla. No, I'm just not tolerating that in my home. You know, and if you bought a second phone, I would just find a way to disconnect it because I'm not tolerating that kind of behavior anywhere around me. Anywhere like in a circumference where I can hear, see, feel the vibration of that kind of shit is just never going to happen ever again. Not him, not anybody. And if it does, I'm going to unload on them or I'm going to block them or both. Because that is what people do. When people behave that way, they get blocked. So, the kid generally has no interest in reading, but all of a sudden he wants to read because he wants to kick me out. I know that trick. Prashanti pulled it. The trick is, we know what Tarun's weakness is. He wants everyone to read. So, I'm going to tell Tarun that I'm going to read with you, but only if that fucking fat slut gorilla isn't in the class. So no, people just don't get to act that way. He wants to read, he can read. But if I go and I unblock him and he's immediately just fucking spewing this shit, that means he doesn't want to read. He only wants to read if it fucks up our relationship. He only wants to drive a wedge in. Because he's jealous. Because he's got to pay whores. Those women he described to you in that text message, they sounded like whores. Because women don't just come around and fuck some ugly kid like that for free and not be in a real relationship. A fucking mouthy, dumb, drunk person. No, but women don't just go and have sex with you for free like that and keep 3 women around like that. Not unless you're giving them money or drugs. So when he can learn, to be respectful, then he can have access to my phone lines and my home. If you were a good father, you would have taught him manners. You would have taught him not to text you things like you're going to die a slow and painful death and a whole bunch of other dumb bullshit, which came long before anything I said to him. Because he's a fucking weirdo and a pervert. Who the hell does he think he is talking about his father's balls? That's disgusting. And he's making shit up and saying you said it. He told me that you said that you want me to leave, except I'm good for licking your dirty balls. Yeah, he sounds like somebody who sincerely wants to read, right? Sure. So when he wants to get serious, he's not blocked from my phone. He can call me and act like a normal person and come right into the class and read. No problem. If he want to read, no one's stopping him, but he don't want to read. He want to fool around. Do you want to read? Because I'm actually going to read right now. I'm pretty tired of this topic. If he wants to read, he can call me. He don't even have to apologize. He just has to not open his big, fat, nasty mouth and call me names. And call you names. And make up weird lies. If he wants to come in the class, no problem. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers. But if there's any verbal insults, I'll block him off this phone too. Because I'm just sick of these people. You mainly worship Lord Krishna in Madhurya Ras. I can't hear you from the other room. What are you saying? I cannot hear you. If you want to talk to me, maybe you could come in here. Because I can't hear you. I don't know what you said. I'm trying to read this, and you're bringing up topics. I'm trying to read this verse, and you want to talk about other dumb things. I don't know what you're saying. What? Yes, I divided the prasadam. There's still some in the pot on the stove. You asked me to leave some in there, but don't eat that part that's real blackened and nasty at the bottom of the pot. I don't think that's good for you. Give that to the birds or something. Other Vaishnavacharyas recommended worship up to Vatsalya Ras. I'll turn this fan off so it doesn't bother you when you get over. Huh? What? I don't know what you're saying. What did you say? What did you say? What? Vatsalya Ras. What? You mean rotten lemons. Yeah, whenever you say that and I look at the fruit, it looks rotten. Therefore, Srila Rupa Goswami, in his Vidigdha Madhava, Vidigdam. I put the little salad. You said to save you a small salad. It's in the green bowl on the top shelf. See it? Therefore, Srila Rupa Goswami in his Vidugdha Madhava described Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cult as supreme. You know, even that nasty ex of yours admits that Bala treats her like shit, too. She even sent you a long text about how she lets him treat her like shit. Like that's a good thing. You know what they teach women when you're young? You know what they teach us? You look at how a man treats his mother. And that shows you what type of a person he is. How does he treat his mother and his sisters? And I'll tell you what he's really like. Anarpita charing charat karunya vatirna kalasam anarpita charing charat karunaya vatirnaha kalasam arpaitum. No, what's going on here? I need you to chant because I don't know the tune. Anar. Narpita charing charat karunya vatirna kalau. Rasam Swabhakti Shiyam. Now, what's going on with this? Chant it. I don't know what that means. Saying numbers doesn't mean anything to me. I've told you this like hundreds of times. Like when you tell me these numbers, it doesn't actually like correspond to anything in my head. I'm sure it corresponds to something in your head. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that doesn't help me chant. Do you want to chant this? Otherwise, I'm just going to say it. Anarpita charing charat karunya vatirna kalau samarpaitum unato jala rasam swabhakti shriyam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this age of Kali to exhibit the super excellence of Madhurya Ras, which they were just talking about in class. A gift never previously bestowed by any acharya or incarnation. Consequently, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is accepted as the most magnanimous incarnation.